Awesome. All right. Well, Happy New Year to everybody. Haven't seen you guys in a while, and now I'm just staring at these blank boxes here, but we do miss you guys, and can't wait to see you guys here soon. So we've had some staff changes, as you guys know. And first, I want to thank Pete Kwiatkowski for his long service here and his friendship, which will remain for the rest of our lives. We wish him continued success. He, had an opportunity that he's always wanted, and we are in no way ever going to stand in the way of, our coaches or our staff, for that matter's, dreams. And so he's excited for the new opportunity. We're excited for his new opportunity, and we wish him continued success. Definitely want to say thank you again, and thank you also to his family. Laura, you'll be missed. His wife, Laura, and his kids, Shelby, Riley, and Olivia. Even though you guys are no longer in the dog family, you will always be in our football family, and we'll miss you guys, and we love you. Okay. Well, over the years, the strength of our defensive staff has been we've had a number of defensive coordinators, not named, but former defensive coordinators on our staff. And we've played some big time defense around here, as you guys have known. And we have a bunch of really good ideas and against a bunch of really good coaches over on that side of the ball. And so once this occurred, we did an exhaustive process. We interviewed numerous people around the country at different levels, college, NFL, and we came back. We had the best defensive coordinator right here on our staff, and that's Bob Gregory, who has an extensive years of calling defense for 15 years at the college level. He's been an integral part of what our defensive success here when we were at Boise State and also here at the University of Washington. His steady leadership, his sound run fits, and also pass coverage, being right there in the middle of the inside linebacker position, knowing front and back, and also knowing that we didn't want to stray far from our defensive front, the way we have it set up right now. We know we got something really good going on. We've been the number one defense, I believe, 5 out of the last 7 years here since we've been here. And so we want to continue that success, and we're excited for Bob Gregory to take over the reins. And then also, we're going to move Akaika Malloy, who's been one of our best coaches on our whole staff and definitely one of our best recruiters. We're going to move him to outside linebackers. He's done a phenomenal job of recruiting and coaching the defensive line, and now we expect that same success with the outside linebackers. And I know he's excited for this new opportunity. And then his, along with the changes, who's worked really, really close with Coach Malloy in the last 2 years is Rip Rowan. And we've personally seen how smart, how knowledgeable, and how much energy and juice that Rip possesses, which I cannot wait for you all to see once we get to practice. And so Rip Rowan will be our new defensive line coach. Okay. And then the last change here, which we're excited about all these changes, but Keith Bonifaz is our new special teams coordinator. He's always been in the mix at all phases of our special teams for all the years that we've been here. And then just most recently, he coached our kickoff returner and punt returner, but he's always been a part of every single phase and game planning. And his energy, his juice, his enthusiasm, and his new ideas is going to be really, really exciting for our team and for our players and for our staff. And we are really looking forward to him taking over the reins of our special teams. And the last notes here, 2 of our signees that signed with us in December are currently here. So I just want to give you an update on those guys. Those 2 guys are here. They're already lifting. They're with the team. They look great. It's great to see their faces. Quentin Moore, our tight end, and then Kwao Peopa is here as well. And so our defensive linemen. So we're excited. Those 2 guys are here. They're enrolled. They're lifting weights. They're running around. And then also our transfer quarterback is also here, Patrick O'Brien. And so we have 3 new guys currently on campus. Okay, questions?
All right, we'll open it up. We'll start with Christian Caple, followed by Mike Vorel. Go ahead, Christian.
Hey, Jimmy, I'm just curious, at what point in the process you decided, or it became obvious to you that an internal promotion was going to be the likely option?
Yeah, it's interesting. You go into it eyes wide open, and you really want to listen to these other candidates and what they would bring to the table. But definitely during all those interviews and after the interviews and weighing the options, it just kept going back to an internal hire that made the most sense. Our defense has been extremely successful. We definitely didn't want to bring in just a whole different brand new defense for our guys to learn. There's a lot of stability here, and knowing that we're not going to just completely throw our defensive scheme in the garbage can and start from scratch. We are not doing that whatsoever. Now it's going to be, we're going to build on what we've done in the last 8 years and add different wrinkles just like we normally do. And our coaches are already doing what they would normally do in an off season, is researching the best of the best. And we're going to bring those new wrinkles here and install them and continue to be successful on that side of the ball.
All right, Mike Vorel, followed by Lauren, and then Anthony. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, Jimmy, I mean, you touched on it a bit, but, John Donovan, of course, was an outside hire, but Durham Cato is in the program, and now Bob and Rip. And just how important to you is continuity and familiarity and with the system and with you and with personnel and all those kinds of things?
It is, Mike, it is so important. And yeah, I mean, really the only outside hire so far was John Donovan. We knew we wanted to go a different direction on offense way back when I first got hired. So that was definitely going to be an outside hire. But as you guys see us, how we're setting up our staff, I always want to be able to promote from within when guys are doing their job, and we know that this is going to make us better. You're always going to see that our quality control coaches or even our GAs, they are working to become that next guy at whatever position it is. Now, if for whatever reason the qualifications are not there, or we're not happy with that candidate, then we will definitely go outside of the building. But we're all about being bricklayers around here, and that's a code word for being a hard worker. There's a lot of hard workers in this building, and I am extremely delighted that we've been able to promote from within and reward that hard work.
All right, Lauren, and then Anthony. Go ahead, Lauren.
Hey, Jimmy, I'm wondering, outside of being in the program and being familiar with the defense, what about Bob Gregory made you sure that he was the right guy to fill this role?
Yeah, so it's just, I mean, shoot, it's been almost 9 years now we've worked together, I believe it is. And being able to just watch him present, first on defense, before, he was a defensive guy first and foremost before his special teams coordinator, which he, that kind of just came upon, and that's a whole nother story. He's a defensive guy. And so just being able to see him coach his guys, being able to sit in the meeting room, we go over a new coverage, maybe a new blitz, and him be able to consume it and then come out with really good ideas on how we should do it. And then in the game, him and I very close together over all the years. It was him and I on the sideline for years, us making the adjustments since we've been at Washington, and even those 2 years at Boise State together. It was myself and Coach Gregory making all the adjustments, hearing maybe something from the booth or us on the field going, you know what, we need to do this to make sure we can get these adjustments on the boards to the players to ensure that our players get that and make the changes. So he's extremely smart. He knows the back end. He knows the linebackers. He knows the fronts. He's got extensive experience. He's only going to build now on what we've already built here on defense at Washington.
All right, we'll go to Anthony and then Chris Fetters. Go ahead, Anthony.
Hey, Coach, how have you been the last month?
I've been doing great. I think we all thought as soon as January 1st, it was 2021, this coronavirus was going to be over. But now here we are. We're on Zoom. I can't see anybody. I'm just talking to my computer. But it is what it is. We know how to handle it now, which is good. And I think our team has the same attitude. We know what to do now. This is part of our lives, and hopefully it'll just continue to get better.
Yeah, and Coach K has like that connection with the Polynesian Coaches Association and all those other things. I mean, what is Coach Gregory going to bring, like the recruiting standpoint? He hasn't been a defensive coordinator in, over a decade and a half. So, or maybe just a decade, but what does he bring to recruiting?
He's already you look at our inside linebacker room, that's really the measure of his recruiting, and our inside linebacker room is stacked with talent and guys that are grooming to become that next guy. We're really excited about our inside linebackers. We talked about how young they were 2 years ago in 2019 and how they were going to be a strength of our defense this last year, which I think you saw that they were. We had an all-conference player in that room, and we have really good depth in that inside linebacker room. And so now I see that spreading throughout the whole defense now, him being able to make sure we're picking out the right body types at all positions. But Bob's always been a big time recruiter for us, and he will continue to be.
All right, we'll go to Chris Fetters, followed by Lars-Hanson. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, Jimmy, good to see you. Just also couple quick recruiting questions. How big was the recruiting piece when looking at Rip Rowan, and what are you expecting to see from him? And I was wondering if KB is still going to be coordinating your recruiting efforts.
Well, so to answer, so KB is not KB's title is special teams coordinator, running back coach. And last year when I took over, he was running back coach. And so that hopefully should answer that. Our director of recruiting is Justin Glenn. And so that's right when I was hired in 2019, that change was made. So hopefully that answers that question. We only have one director of recruiting, and that's Justin Glenn. Rip is going to add all kinds of juice. This guy's got energy bouncing off the walls. And, that's where, of course we lose, years and years of coordinating experience. But we also have a lot of years and years of coordinating experience still on the staff. And now we add even more recruiting juice with Rip Rowan. Young guy that's ready to get after it, ready to prove his worth. Since he's been here, all he's done is work hard and has given us an advantage in all his duties that we gave him as quality control coach on defense. We're excited to watch the connection he's going to make with these recruits, and having that young, energetic mentality is going to be it's going to be awesome to watch.
All right, we'll go to Lars and then Kim. Go ahead, Lars.
Yeah, Coach, just to piggyback off of Rip, given that he came in under Coach P, just what do you remember of his initial impression, and kind of when you got to know him more, just what was it about him that stood out to you personally?
Yeah, so that was when I was defensive coordinator, and that was actually it was my hire, even though I was defensive coordinator. That was through my connections that I sought out Rip to become our defensive quality control at that time. So I actually feel like it was more of my hire, which it was. What stood out is his knowledge and his energy. He comes from he's learned from a lot of really good coaches in the past, some coaches that I've come across. And that's how this coaching thing usually happens, is names pop up with different colleagues that I've had over the years, and his name popped up, and they highly recommended him, and all of my connections were exactly right, because since he's been here, all he's done is done exactly what my past colleagues have said he would do. He's very smart, and he's going to work hard. And then I think you guys are going to love his personality. Once you guys get to know him, you're going to see he's got a lot of juice, a lot of energy, and the players already love him. They're going to love him even more now.
All right, Kim Grinolds, then Christian Caple. Go ahead, Kim.
Hey, Coach. About a year ago, one of our writers from the network had an article with the top up-and-coming coaches under 30 years old, and you've got two of them on your staff right now, in Terrence and now Rip Rowan. It just seems like not that long ago you were the young guy added to Keith Gilbert's staff.
Thanks, Kim. Okay, now I'm the older guy. Okay, go ahead. Gotcha.
Yeah,
go ahead. Where are you going with this?
Well, can you talk a little bit? Just what do you remember about being that young guy on the staff, and how important it is to have that mixture of those young, energetic, go balls to the wall guys, as opposed to you old guys like you and Bob Gregory?
Oh, geez. Yeah, thanks. I'll tell you what. And well, first I'll say Bob's got a lot of energy, and our players love BG. I mean, this is a guy that's been our special teams coordinator for the last few years here, and I know that was something that was kind of thrust upon him, that he ended up taking over and was a soldier, and it's like, all right, here we go, let's do it. And he put all his effort and energy into it, even though he's more of a defensive guy at heart. And so I know he's more passionate about defense for years. I've known that because I worked with him before this came about. He's going to give a lot of energy and passion, just like he did with special teams, but probably even more so now with defense. But no, you're right, Kim. I mean, it's awesome to have a balance of some young and up and coming guys that want to prove their way and show their worth of their coaching acumen and go about their path in this profession, along with us older coaches now. But as older coaches, still got to bring it, Kim, which hopefully you guys know I'm going to bring it, even though I got some grays coming in here that I know Mike Vorel likes to always point out. And then also, BG might have a few gray hairs there as well. But we're always going to bring a lot of energy, a lot of passion. Football practice and meetings are always better that way. And that's just the way we know how to do it.
All right, Christian Caple, then Mike Vorel. Go ahead, Christian.
Jimmy, I know you felt 2 seasons ago that your guys' inside linebacker play wasn't quite up to the standard. Last year, it seemed like you had some issues with the run defense in the middle there. Were there any concerns these last couple of years about the way that position was being coached?
No, not at all. This last year, we were extremely excited about the way our inside linebackers played. Going back and looking at the film, there was definitely some things structurally that we could have helped our whole defense out better to help them. And so, our inside linebackers were one of the strengths of our defense last year, and that goes. I mean, even the conference noticed that with voting one of them all conference. And I'm expecting even more accolades for that position as we move forward here. We have a bunch of depth, and then structurally, we're going to be able to help those guys. And so all 11 can play better.
All right, we'll go to Mike Vorel and then Chris Fetters. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, Jimmy, I think, a lot of the fans would always want a big splash hire, an outside hire, and that kind of thing, which I think just begs the question. I mean, with all the internal moves, was money a factor in these searches at all?
No, not at all. Not at all. Jen has been unbelievable. President Kause has been unbelievable. We can look, this place is always going to be about bricklayers and hard workers. And, when we start doing things like I know we're going to be doing around here, if that's what you guys want to see salaries go up, that's probably what's going to happen to keep these great coaches that are here. That is what's going to happen. But for us to go outside of what we're doing on defense and go spend a bunch of money on a coach that's going to change our whole defense that we know is not the right thing. This is my opinion, probably a lot of shared opinion around here for how successful we've been on defense. That, in my opinion, that's not the right thing to do. And so President Kause and also Jen Cohen have always been very forthright. Anything we need, we will be able to do. And I know that's going to be the case here moving forward.
All right, we'll take the last question of the day from Chris Fetters. Go ahead, Chris.
Jimmy, just with the announcement of all the changes that were made today, how confident are you that you're 100% done in terms of this is the staff for the 2021 season?
Yeah, no, I mean, we have a bunch of rock stars on our staff. Like we talk about every single year, there's people are trying to get to our staff and try to pluck them off. And you guys maybe hear about it and maybe you don't. And there's probably a bunch of things that you guys haven't heard and things that are still going on. So, I hope everybody's here. But there's a lot of places that want our coaches and that try to hire and pluck them away. Some we're able to retain, and some we want to make sure that their dreams are attained. Like I had mentioned before about who we lost, that's what he wanted to do, and we were like, "Hey, that's awesome. Let's make sure that happens for you." But no, Chris, I think this is always moving, and it's a moving target. Usually in this profession, the football, the NFL season's winding down here, and then signing day here is coming up as well. And usually there's even more movement in our profession after signing day and after the Super Bowl. So yeah, we will see.
All right, that'll wrap us up. Thank you for your time today, Coach. Thanks everybody for joining us on short notice. We'll see you all again soon. Thank you.
All right, thank you.